Hi, my name is Karen Sliwinski. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Northeast Ohio. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're going to have some fun tonight. We are going to make a fun flip card. So it's a very fun variation on a card that you don't see very often. It has a hinge to it, and here is a sneak preview. And this will flip up to reveal your message. It's really easy to do, but it has a lot of impact when you send it to somebody. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to get started. But before I do that, I'd just like to mention that if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and make comments and let me know what you think about it. And then I have variations at the end, so let me know which one of those is your favorite. And then if you would subscribe and hit the notification button, you'll be notified when I release my next video. So let's get this camera turned around and get started.
All right, what we need to get started, we need some paper. So I have a piece of Misty Moonlight. This is a 1/4 sheet of paper, so it's actually 5.5 inches by 4 1/4, but it's not folded, it's just a single 1/4 sheet. Then we have some Designer Series paper. This is from the Hydrangea Hill, which is so lovely. This is what this paper set looks like. It's got all these beautiful patterns, and then it's got, these are the coordinating colors, so I have chosen the Misty Moonlight. So this piece is 4 1/4, 4 by 5 1/4. And then we also have another piece of white. This will be for the back. And then just a little sliver that's 4 inches wide. We're going to put that on the bottom of the white. Then you're going to need a little bit of scrap of Gorgeous Grape. And this is a transparent sheet. This is called a window sheet. And these come in this package here. And so you're just going to need a small piece of it. And you can use these for window cards, and you can use it for this technique. It's a really fun thing. I've got some other ideas planned for this in the future, so watch for that. And then you're going to need another piece of white, and this is about 3.5 inches by 11, and I've already cut out my die cut shape, so I'm going to keep that over here, but we will need the end piece. So today we're going to be working with Hey Girlfriend. This is so cute. I love these girls, and I love the sayings that come with them. And it's got this cute little cat and dog, which is, I think, a very sweet addition to this. So we're going to be using that stamp set. The dies are from the Hippo and Friends. So I've used this largest 8-sided piece, and I've already cut those out to save us some time. And then I have used these little flowers. This is sort of just a little extra. This is from another stamp set, the Stitched Blooms. So I have that. So what we're going to do is some of the easy stuff to begin with. So we're going to take our card base, and we are going to just glue that down. So this paper is so pretty, it's hard to decide which side to use. But I wanted something that was sort of an overall background, nothing that was too busy. And then we are just going to center this right on this piece. Okay, and then on our white, we're going to put this little strip on the bottom. This just makes it a little prettier for the back side. And then that's going to go right along this edge. I'm going to give it a little bit of room, a little bit of white at the very edge. Slide that into place. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this. Oh, I see I need a little bit of a trim. Just a little bit here. Tiny bit hangs over. So we're going to add the white to this. Okay. And it's going to get centered right here. So this is ready. We don't have to do anything more with that. So leave this. Now we're going to go to our shapes that we cut out. So I have 4 of these. The first thing we want to do is we want to stamp our girl. So we're going to use some Memento black ink. And we're going to ink her up. Make sure she's well inked. And then we are going to place her right there. Nice press. Okay, set that off here. And we're gonna cover this up. So now we want to give her some color. So I have chosen a bunch of blends. Okay, so I've got some for her hair, and I've got some to color her legs. We got for her lips and her eyes and her dress. So we are just gonna get started coloring. So the first thing I wanna do is add a little bit of ground. I want the other end. So she's not just floating in space. So I'm just gonna add a few little lines. It doesn't have to be much, just a little touch. All right, then I'm gonna go to her arms and her legs. We're gonna color them in, and it really doesn't have to have any shading done with this. It's, you know, such a small image that you can just color it fairly quickly. If you wanted to, you could color this with your colored pencils as well, whichever you like coloring with. It's kind of therapeutic if you just give these a coloring while you're watching TV or something. And then we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna move her down a little bit so I can see a little bit better. And then I'm gonna try to go around her eye. Up here, skip her lips. And that's the great thing about blends. You're not going to get any harsh lines. So there is that. And then I think what I'm going to do is her flower. Thought it would be fun to have a nice bright flower. So I've used Daffodil Delight on this one. What I used on her hands and her arms was ivory. And then I think we need to give her a little pink on her lips. Just a little touch. And I think she needs blue eyes. So this is light, I think. Nope, dark balmy blue. So we're just gonna touch her eye. That looks really pretty. And then let's color her hair. And I have chosen the light and the dark soft suede. So we're just gonna go in and we're gonna add color to her curls. And I'm not kind of filling it in solid because I'm going to add some of the dark. So I want to have some highs and some lows in her hair. So we're just going to add a little bit to her waves. And you can even leave some white space in there. So let's add a little bit of the dark touches. And follow along some of her curls. There, I think that looks pretty cute. So now let's color, oh, actually, I think I want to add some yellow to her belt. We're just going to color her buckle. A little bit of yellow. And so what I thought we would do is her dress. And we've got this. So we can choose to do her dress in the blue or the purple or both. So I am thinking we are going to do her dress in the Highland Heather and then do some of her accents in the Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start, and I'm just going to color in her dress. I'm going to turn her around so I don't go out of the lines. And then I'm going to use the other end so I can do her top part of her dress. I think it's sometimes a little bit easier to use the fine tip end. And then let's add a little bit of dark to the pleats. Just a little bit more around there. And then we're going to blend this one just a little bit.
So then for her headband and her belt, I'm going to use the light Misty Moonlight. So that's just going to go there. Just lightly touch it so it doesn't spread too much. And then finish that up. That looks really cute. And then we'll finish her up with her shoes, and we're going to go with the darker shade so she is totally coordinated. Girl after my own heart. And there you have our little girl. She's just so cute. So then what we're going to want to do, get these out of the way. We are going to want to stamp the inside of this. And I think, are going to say, you can count on me. So I've gotten some Highland Heather. I think I said it was Gorgeous Grape before. It's Highland Heather. And so we're just going to say that right like that. Close that up. And then we can go ahead and decorate just a few little flowers. That's going to look really pretty with the hydrangeas that are here. So we're just going to add a little dot of glue, 2 little dots there, and I think 1 dot over here. And stick those down so they're overlapping, and then stick this one here. All right, we're going to set that aside to get set up. All right, so then we have these other 2 pieces. So to make this flap, you want this to be a little bit sturdier. So we are going to glue these 2 together. And it's really easy with this shape to line it up. And the glue, it just makes it really easy because you can wiggle it in place, but you want those to just be lined up like so. Now we're ready to make our little hinge. So you just need a little piece, and however long you want it to be, by 2 1/4 or 2 1/2 inches, and then you're going to crease this in half. And so I already did one before, and I had cut some off for the other cards. So this is about the flap I need, and we're going to put this flap right here at the top. So we're going to add some very strong adhesive. You can use tear and tape, which I have here, or if you have a wider flap like I do here, we can go ahead and use our Seal Plus. And this is a really good, strong adhesive. And of course, it did not want to stick to that. So I am going to do it this way. I'm going to put the flap on, or the seal here. All right, and then what you want to do with this flap is position it just above the top of this. You want just a tiny bit showing. And I'm going to show you why you want just a little bit showing. And you want to give that a good press. So I'm going to use my bone folder and press that down. So then we want to hide that hinge. So we are going to add another layer of label. So we're going to put our glue on it here. And this time I'm turning my label over so that it's a nice, nice looking edge to it. I don't want the underneath side. And again, you're just going to wiggle this in place. Okay. So this time I'm going to show you with tear and tape. So let me get to my edge. I know you can tear this. I always cut it. I don't know why. I just think it's a little bit neater. And because this is wider, I'm taking 2 pieces. So I am going to put adhesive on the inside of this flap. So I'm just going to put it along the edge there and the edge here. And I'm going to give that a good press. And then I'm going to peel that off. And then we're going to attach this to the back. So I am going to line this up. So remember, this is going on the inside. It's going to flap up. So I'm just going to put these 2 together and hold them neatly in place. And then simply press this flap down and press it against the back so it's here. So you can go ahead and give that a good press. So now we have our hinge. We go back to our card here, and we are going to position our girl right about there, because we want a saying down here. So we're going to just add our adhesive all over the back. And press her down. Okay, then on the remaining part that we have of that white part, we're going to stamp Hey Girlfriend. And I'm going to grab my Highland Heather again. And I'm just going to stamp this, and then we're going to trim this. That looks great. So I'm going to use my little trimmer. This was an incentive for joining Stampin' Up! Last year, and I think it's such a great, and get this in here, it's a great little trimmer. So I am just going to eyeball this. It doesn't really matter the size of it. You just want to trim this down so it's appropriate for the space. A little bit off of this side. Hold this in place. Okay, come on out. And then we are going to take that and put that on our scrap of purple. I think there's enough to do it that way. That's really good. Let's add a little bit of glue. You just want to leave a little bit of a border, fairly small. I would say it's probably, what, 1/16 of an inch or so. And then once again, we're going to trim this. And if you wanted to, you could trim this with your scissors. It doesn't have to be, you know, anything really fancy. Let's see. I bet we're going to have to do a little bit more. Sometimes it's hard to see when it's that tiny. So let me get this edge. And then I am just going to, I'm going to go back in this way. Do just a little bit more off of this edge. Let's see how I did. Hey, not too bad. Okay, get this out of the way. And this, I think we need to pop up. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. Look at this, a brand new sheet of them. I love doing these. So we're going to put 2 of those on. And then we are going to add this to our card. So we just want to center it in this lower portion, right, like so. And then that looked like I'm a little bit crooked there, so I want to give this a little good press there. And there you have your card. So it's this flip of this front flap, and it's just so unexpected. Oh, I think my flower moved. I think it did. Well, let's fix that. Let's put it back over where it belongs. We don't want it covering up our words. So let's stick that back on there. There, that looks a little bit better. And then you can write your message on the back. Super simple. This is my original card. So I did this one in another pattern from that Hydrangea Hill. Same thing. This one I only put 1 flower on here, and I actually used the flower from the hydrangea bundle. So here's another one that I've made, and this was some of the paper that was available through Celebration. Look at that one. So I combined the strawberry set and the ice cream bundle to have like the strawberry popsicle, and just made this really nice thank you note. And then you can write your message here, because this one's a little bit larger, so it's got more space, so you didn't have to decorate the back. And this was my very first card I made. And this one, I had intended to do it like I did those other 2,
but I didn't think that this really had enough room to write on here. So I just decided that I would turn this into a regular card with this flap. So I did this for the inside and made it a regular card with a flap. So it just gives you another option of how you can do it. And I'll bring back my cards. And I want to hear, what is your favorite? Do you like the ones like the girls where you just have this little flap and then you write the message on the back? Or do you like the popsicle one with the strawberries and you could write either here or on the back? Or how about this one where it's a full card with this extra little flap? Now I do say that when I did this one, I didn't leave very much of the hinge above, so it doesn't lie quite as flat as these other ones. As you can see, these other ones lie very nicely when they're laying down. This one flops up a little bit, so that's a little tip when you go to make yours. Leave just a little bit of that acetate showing at the top so it will lay better. So thank you for watching my video. Please, again, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which is your favorite and any other techniques that you might want to learn. See you next time.